the future play, that's all. Fantastic stuff coming out from Tangyuan, though. It's good to see him have a really good game, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree because, you know, this is a player that between him and Angel, RNG really struggled to find who they wanted for their team, what kind of player they wanted in that mid lane, and we're going straight into game 3. There are no breaks. We are full throttle here. We have another Annie versus Ari matchup for those mid laners we were just talking about.
Yeah, we have no breaks here in the LPL. We are just going straight forward. Game 3 coming at you. RNG versus Top Esports, and 2 reasonably one-sided games so far in this series. See how game number 3 fares, because it does feel like the first sort of 15 minutes is like the warm-up, and then there's a couple of fights that really kick the game off. RNG, though, aware that something might be going on here at level 1. You can see Wayward waiting in the lane brush, but he's not going to find anything.
And we're in for a treat. Tian's Poppy has been, I would say, the best Poppy jungle of the entire LPL over the last year or 2. Even in the first weeks of spring when Top Esports were on a good run of form at the very start of the year before they kind of struggled into the mid-split, you know, spring 2023, a lot of their success came from Tian's early pathing, early ability to go into the enemy jungle and bully out. It can very much do that again. The way things work with Poppy Jungle is you hit level 3 and you are full build. You have reached all of your basic abilities and you are ready to run across the map. You run Hex Flash, you flash into lanes continually. And while RNG had run of the map in games 1 and 2 very early on in terms of their first gank attempts, Tian, if he gets rolling, will be a force of nature.
He certainly will. Breathe trying to contest in the top side, but Wayward is here to make sure he can't do it. And that's the Wayward we know when the emotes start to come on through. And I will say, it's really interesting, isn't it? Looking at the drafts here in game number 3 where, hang on, JackeyLove, the same level 1 play that we've seen so many times this series. Cleanse comes out onto the Ignite. LvMao chased out. I feel like that's about as good as it's gone at the level 1 for JackeyLove and Mark so far in the series. I want to talk draft, though, quickly, because the bottom 3 picks on both sides still functionally the same. The top lane, the same as the previous game. It's only the jungle that's changed, which I'm going to assume there was a Kha'Zix ban, honestly, coming out from Top Esports. But it's interesting that we have our teams on the same sides of the map all 3 games, so both happy with the sides that they've got. And running the same drafts again and again, it's so clear that you rarely see this, that the 2 teams have a very different read on how League of Legends should be played right now.
And I respect it to a degree, right? We've seen one win either side where RNG said, no, it was execution, not plan, and then some minor differences to make the difference. And it got them the win. We've seen salty runbacks before. It was Season 6 MSI was a full salty runback where CLG lost 2 games with identical drafts back-to-back with SKT. I believe it was in the finals of that one tournament. We don't see it often, but Tian has reached late game. He is full build. He's level 3 and ready to go.
He certainly is. Ways in the bottom side as well, though. Not sure they could go for a dive just yet, despite the fact it did look like
I've
they were
seen
sort of
stranger
posturing
things.
that way.
I have seen stranger things. Very lucky that LvMao was stood in the tri-brush to spot Tian on his way down.
I've seen stranger things except the most recent series. I haven't seen the most recent series.
Actually. Same.
But it's meant to be quite good. Apparently the baddie's really cool. I think the one thing is, the thing that put me off is the episodes are too long. Like, I don't want to watch a movie per episode. And I don't know, I feel like that was meant to be the last season.
It draws very heavily from like D&D culture, and I haven't seen anyone roll a natural 1 for a very simple task and faceplant into the floor. That, for me, it ruins my emotion.
I feel like they've kind of moved away from the D&D stuff, though, haven't they?
A little
like,
bit.
Season 1, they really lent into that, and I feel like they've tried to, I guess, normalize it a little bit more, go a bit more mainstream with it. Way river here. Toying with the idea of going into the bottom lane, perhaps. Oh, spotted for a split second.
There's some red pings. They should know this is going on. They're standing by their wave. They're not allowing an easy spectral more angle. JackeyLove just behind the wave now. Wave cancels.
He's trying to look juicy.
They're forcing this.
He's trying to look juicy. He gets knocked up. Should be able to walk away. Still has his splash available. The heal comes out. It was all a bait. The gravitum onto LvMao. Can they find it as Tian charges in? But doesn't really have any follow-up CC or anything. And now the Maw, second time around, it's not going to find anything as LP takes Calibrum to the face. Okay, so tense 3v3s, and now Tian is the one on vision. We've seen this one a time or 2. The fight continues. This is a hell of a commitment on the plate from both sides, honestly, as JackeyLove, with the Infernum, should be able to clear this wave up pretty quickly. Should be able to get most of that CS, although Mark did just deny him a melee. Oh, Jackie!
Minion on the
That couldn't have been closer. 5 HP.
That is why, folks, we pay attention to the little particle effects on the ground, because Xayah Feathers do a lot of damage early on. JackeyLove getting away with the barest amount of HP, just as Wayward does in the top side.
I mean, Wayward doing his best JackeyLove impression there as he barely walks out of the play. And, well, RNG certainly putting the pressure on during the laning phase. I think that's fair to say. But I will say as well, Mark holding this wave, JackeyLove ever so slightly up in CS as well. The wave will be in a fantastic spot for him. Oh, Wayward, you got to be careful, mate.
Tian, once again, trying to get himself onto the map. Fails in his first attempt at making an impact in bot side. Still has Flash, though. Flash Poppy. Never pay enough respect to that champion on the map. LP and LvMao doing a heck of a lot of work there. Watch that that bottom left corner.
That minion auto.
4 HP. Minion MVP.
He was on, yeah, he was on like, I don't know, 15 HP or something, and then a minion auto almost finished him off. My goodness, it couldn't have been closer. Bit of a CS lead for Jackie, but you can see that CS lead personified in that wave right there. LP will be able to even that up and clear things out. Making sure that there's no big waves that can be stacked up for a potential dive or anything. It's JackeyLove trying to deny any further presence from the enemy bot lane, but just taking off of his health in answer. It will maintain that CS lead.
LvMao and LP getting more comfortable with matchup over time. It feels like throughout the series it has been the same bot lane matchup for 3 games in a row. Maybe you see that in scrims on stage. I suppose with the bot lane champion pools as they are, you see it more commonly than perhaps at other times in League of Legends. Once again, we have a potential fight in this mid lane. Stun comes through.
We've seen this play before. This time, you're not on a Kha'Zix, so Rookie will get out with his life. Wade does not have anywhere close to the same amount of damage to bring to the equation.
Especially not with the isolation bonus from Kha'Zix. Now Tian in the bot side river again, really struggling to impact this game. Tibbers used to scout out this bot side river, will spot out Tian as he teleports back to the mid lane and escapes the Poppy of great power beyond level 3. But Tian really struggling to get involved in this game.
Yeah, tough one so far for Tian in terms of just impacting the map at all. JackeyLove feeling confident with the red and white. Jumping forwards, dodges the feathers this time. The knockup will land onto him as Tian enters the play. Way on the top side, though. JackeyLove could be in trouble. Still has his splash available. Tangyuan here, but no Tibbers. And it will be defused once more. I can't believe it's 0-0 in this game. With the amount of fighting we've seen in this bottom lane, it does not feel like it should be.
Remember, kids, HP is a resource. Just don't go bankrupt. They haven't hit 0 just yet. JackeyLove hits level 6. Maybe the next time this happens, that will be the difference maker. As this happens, though, top lane has once again become a bit of an island. Breathe doing better in the individual matchup than he did in game 1, where Wayward found himself... Well, actually, no, even then, Breathe was in an individual lead. Feels like he's been winning the tank versus tank matchups, though Wayward, at least on the Ornn game, had more value in those team fights. Breathe, very happy to be left on an island in this series, though.
Yeah, I will say, it's one of those things where it's like, which top lane is winning kind of matters in a emotional sense, in like, who do you want to win, and like, talking about the power rankings and things. But actually, a 10 CS lead between 2 tanks really does not matter. Like, I cannot stress enough how little that matters in the grand scheme of the game. Aside from like very small windows where maybe Breed gets an XP advantage and gets an extra level on his ult or something, but even then, you're not exactly going to find kill threat.
Unless you're literally demolishing every wave, it really doesn't matter, folks. And this is a big point for RNG in their own way, because in spring, a lot of the ways that RNG were failing was Breathe was still trying to play his carries in the way that Bin and so many other players have done in the LPL. Beyond that point, there have been a kind of select few which tried to play carries, but Breathe was not successful on them. In fact, it got to the point where RNG had to put Breathe on Sion duty, and they went something like 9-1 on him throughout regular split before it came into the playoffs. And it feels like Breathe has now kind of taken up his role as the tank weak side player, turning up to team fights and making as much impact as possible. Poppy getting charged up. Gonna put it on cooldown, put it on the lowered cooldown, and I mean, this is the one time where Herald has gone over without a fight this series.
Yeah. Finally, top esports seeing a fight opportunity and not actually going for it. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. I will say in the previous game, like a lot of those situations, especially against the Kha'Zix, I felt like maybe Top Esports didn't need to be fighting. Like, they certainly had scaling on their side. They could have just looked later on in the game, but still going for a lot of those scraps. This time around, playing it a little safer, not just brute forcing for the sake of it. Synergy trying to clear vision. Drake not up for another 3 minutes, but we're really keen on fighting for this jungle as Tangyuan loses half of his HP from a charm there.
Uses the vision control well enough. Rookie has been hemmed into lane a fair amount by Tangyuan in the early games. Breathe, ulting the wave once more, stopping the Demolish coming down on tower, and that opens up the gates for a bot lane fight.
Oh, JackeyLove flashes away from the route. Here comes Tian, though, later on into the play as LP the target, and will get hit by the Featherstorm. Double flash from the bottom lane, and here's Rookie to turn the play around, and finally, first blood comes through. Rookie with redemption from game number 2. LP solo on HP and will be finished off for the double kill. Rookie giveth and Rookie taketh, and this time it's all give. It's Christmas for Top Esports as the triple comes through.
Rookie has been hemmed into lane the entire series, but when it matters, gets a triple kill. Darksail in inventory, 6 stacks. That is an extra huge amount of AP coming through, 24 AP just off stacks alone. Rookie is starting to snowball.
He just throws himself underneath the tower. Fantastic fight coming out from Rookie, though. And we talked about the difference maker between Knight and Tangyuan. It's not necessarily the lane, it's getting out of that lane.
And once again, we see a post-level 6 fight trying to be attempted in the 2v2, where JackeyLove just turns around with a huge ultimate, trades ult for ult, and comes out better for a double flash away from the Moonlight Vigil. The Mega Infernum Bomb not landing in that case. Rookie gives himself so much space. If he doesn't turn up to this play, you don't get to make this kind of snowball. And for the first time, it feels like Tangyuan has been kind of caught sleeping a little bit in regards to the map play between the 2 mid lanes.
Phenomenal stuff coming out from Rookie. And Tangyuan managed to push in that wave, got a reasonable amount of CS there, and off the back of a Herald as well, we'll be able to take 3 plates in the mid lane. So it's not nothing for Tangyuan, but it ain't the triple kill that Rookie got either. 6 stacks of the Dark Seal now as well. Rookie is, he's in a position where if he gets one of those flanks again, this time it's going to go different.
I think a lot of people overlook the amount of power that stacking a Dark Seal gives you. One, I've been a big proponent of it on Ori anyway, because you can protect those stacks very well because you're very safe, but every stack is 4 AP. And you think, hey, this is a 350 gold item. When it gets up to max 10 stacks, I mean, you've effectively got a needlessly large rod, which is 1250 gold for, what, like a quarter of the price pretty much. So it gets you really ahead of the game, especially when you're a playmaking mid laner the way that Rookie is. Having that extra damage under your belt can be the difference between assassinating one of these squishier bot side members or getting caught out in the enemy jungle and not being able to do anything.
So 3-0 for Top Esports. And every single egg, all 3 of them, in the Rookie basket right now. 2,000 gold lead.
You turn up to the shop and I'll have 3 eggs. Is that what you ask for? I don't think they'd sell them in packs of 3s.
It's a half dozen. That's what it is.
Also known as a quarter.
No, it's a half. Trust me on this.
Lovely.
Let's see how this one's going to go down. Top Esports confidently starting it. They opted out of the most recent Herald. I don't know if RNG are really willing to fight this. To be honest, if I'm RNG, I'm not willing to fight this. Rookie is scary right now. Mark dodging away from the stun. Drops a thumbs up as well. His LP on the bottom side of the play. Drake taken. LvMao has to get out of there. Just trying to stick around enough to somewhat contest, but won't be able to find anything. JackeyLove wants a 1v1 on the enemy AD carry. The cleanse comes out. Another auto would have finished the job there, but didn't have flash available. My goodness, this Aphelios is online. He's almost on a 40 CS lead. Has that Kraken Slayer finished off.
Here's the Tian
Deep
flank
TP,
teleport.
though. There are 4 players here from Top Esports, and Answer, as Breathe immediately has to scoot away to the rest of his team. And here comes Wayward with an engage. LP caught out of position here. Denied on the knock-up, though. Cask back in as Rookie finds an Everfrost. The Orb of Deception. He's taken bound by Tian. Top Esports finding yet another play.
Huge Poppy ult to disengage the Annie once again. Tangyuan, despite having 2 fairly decent games on the Annie in games 1 and 2, not being able to impact the 3rd game because Top Esports have been roaming away from him, disengaging him from the fight, and now big advantages starting to come through the bot lane, which is a real danger point in this meta. JackeyLove starting to really flex his muscles.
He certainly is. And I mean, he's not even the star of the comp right now. based on the kills at least, but he's got almost a 50 CS lead with how this game has gone. That is something else. As the TPs came in, and I think Breathe instantly deciding he did not want that.
Yeah, and LP, despite the fact that he has his ultimate, he's just too low HP to really mount a good defense. Yes, the rest of his team managed to buy just enough time for him to get the ult out and potentially get a feather pullback. The rookie gets out of the tower range, gets the return on the Q, and as we said, Tangyuan is not in the play. He's been shunted out by the Poppy ultimate.
Yeah, Tian actually getting the smite down onto LP just to guarantee that final kill. Make sure that they do find their target. RNG though, Herald spawning onto the map and not wanting to be left behind in this game as they're 3,000 gold down. They begin this objective thick and fast. LvMao trying to play bouncer here. Deny entry for anyone else as Tian trying to move around, but the Herald has taken already. Whale grabbed that. RNG, smooth criminals here.
I think Top Esports are okay with this. I would imagine they were coming off of a reset by the way that they were all coming back from base. Rookie picks himself up a needlessly large rod, so he looks like he will be going for a Shadow Flame second.
So he's got 2 Dark Seals now.
And now he has 2 Dark Seals. Yes, what's better than one? Remember when you could stack both of them for the extra potion increase? That was pretty nuts. Of course, it doesn't give you the extra potion duration nowadays. I was shocked to find that out. I found that out like half a year after it was removed. I was like, wow. I'm wondering why my potions aren't doing so much. I just not read the patch notes. Sometimes it happens. But in this game, Rookie, he's reading all the descriptions in his items in his inventory and saying, hey, I've got quite a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, they all just say lots of AP currently, so that's going to be... And I'm going to be honest, I don't think that the rod is needlessly large. I think it's just the right size.
It's appropriately sized.
I feel like Rookie's on the same page. He's got one ready and standing by. Tian looking for Tangyuan here. Tangyuan with the fire shield will keep himself safe. Oh, Tian could be in trouble, but the steadfast presence means actually he's never in trouble when it's Rakan trying to engage on him.
Back out onto the map. So Top Esports, they're ending up pushing in multiple waves. It allows JackeyLove to once again push up deep into this mid lane. You can overpush. Tian's getting engaged onto. Breathe doesn't have flash if he wants to make a big play. And Top Esports, they're doing really well defending this push.
Like, Tian is there, there's Way and LvMao trying to engage onto him. He just presses W, and neither of them can get close to him. Here we go, an attempt on to Breathe. Tian gets his shield, has the red buff sustained as well. Breathe just ain't tanky enough for this just yet. Stuck against the wall here, gets out somehow. The Moonlight Vigil, not really doing that much as Rookie's behind enemy lines again. How is he permanently behind the enemy team? He does walk straight into the feathers though, as the rest of the team, it's all getting a bit chaotic. Rookie flashes out, Wild Growth keeps him alive, and now Way's gone too far trying to find those kills. Taken down, baited, and outsmarted.
Top Esports, they have more gold in pockets, and they have more angles into the fight. Breathe made a killer engage in Game 2 after an overpush in mid lane from Top Esports. He can't do the same again. He didn't have flash, didn't have a way out. And now what this is going to lead to is Top Esports walking away with a little more gold in pocket. At least the Herald goes down to take down Top Esports mid lane out of turret. That is a victory for RNG. But the fact that they can't deny JackeyLove from doing damage and Rookie from getting access to the backline isn't going to change with a play like this. The gold is still there for them. And Rookie feels confident enough to go in for a 1v2 in bot side, against the bot lane rather, and as long as LP is not in the fight, what damage do RNG have?
Yeah, in the meantime, Tangyuan trying to make a hero play on the other side of the fight as Rookie goes in and threatens the RNG backline. Tangyuan got, I think, 2 or 3 man tib is there, almost finished mark, almost got JackeyLove, but almost isn't good enough in this kind of series. Top Esports with a second Drake now on a Hextech Rift. They're feeling incredibly strong. There's a bounty there on JackeyLove. He's not got a single kill so far this game, but don't let that fool you into believing that he's not in a strong position.
Absolutely not. Wayward might have to ult his way out of top side, has flash, and he will end up, I mean, he's interrupted, but don't think that's going to be enough, is it?
I don't know. He tried to dodge the cast by walking backwards, but he still got knocked back. The shield is there. Looking for a knock-up as Wayward is tanking the tower, but he's got all of those tanky stats now. He'll use that to jump away. They do find a pick onto Wayward, as take a look at Top Esports on the map. They start to trade elsewhere. LP can't defend this on his own. This is going to be a tier 2 in the mid lane.
He's dropping down the turret as well, buys a little bit of extra auto damage onto the turret. That is 2 turrets for a single kill towards a weak side tank. You're not taking a a carry behind the pace of the game. You're not setting them behind. Tangyuan just using the Tibbers to tank up the tower, get himself some gold in pocket, but Top Esports, they're taking the entirety of the bot side jungle camps now. The opportunity cost for RNG is incredibly high at this point of asking.
There's no way that they get these recalls off. Yeah, go through the Hex Gate. There's one right there. It's a free port out of the situation. And there we go, the recalls can go on through safely. I mean, RNG, I'm not really sure what the thought process there was, to be honest, because Top Esports, we said coming in, like, not necessarily the greatest macro out of the top teams so far this split, but you don't need to have great macro if the enemy team just kind of completely whiffs theirs.
Something to that. There's something to saying, look, a lot of macro is someone making a proactive play and then having an appropriate response or an appropriate... the way that macro comes down is people talk about it in terms of tempo, right? Which is a very misused word in League because it's been used for so many years and people have kind of like made their own meanings up for it. The way I think about it is like it's check in chess, where you make a play which forces the enemy to make like only 1 or 2 moves. It constrains what they can do. Top Esports pushing in. They're trying to use this to... Well, I mean, they're just getting caught.
He's gone. He's gone. No, he isn't. He flashes out. He's somehow alive. The Ignite is burning onto him, but he survives. And now it's turned around LvMao to fall as Rookie once again, the star of the show here. This Ari performance. We said he whiffed game 2, but my God, what a redemption.
And that is going to be the game-breaking play. Top Esports, they play too fast, too furious, and RNG have been run off the road. Baron's going to go alongside a number of kills. Way has to just watch Baron go down.
Yeah, Top Esports, fast and furious, they know there's nothing more important than family. As Rookie has actually found Way as well. Wants to try and find a bonus pick on this one. I don't think he'll be able to get him. He's just going to clear this mid-wave away instead. And wow, Top Esports, what a showing here in the 3rd game. Like, what a level up across the course of the series.
And the thing about this from Top Esports, I mean, we were having that conversation about tempo just before this, because they force RNG to answer towards the top side of the map. You can't let Baron Vision go down, and despite Tian might have died at the start of that, the amount of cooldowns used to try and take down that Poppy would have meant this play would have gone this way either way, even with a Viego reset or whatever. LP wasn't in position as that Xayah, and Top Esports completely murder RNG for their attempted clapback.
So now, with Baron in pocket, and with their win streak at stake, Top Esports look for a little bit more. The root comes out from the feathers of LP, but it's not enough to stop Tian just charging around this jungle. He's gone full support Poppy, by the way, as well. That Knight's Vow is his 2nd item to make sure that JackeyLove is as safe as possible, which is something often JackeyLove doesn't do for himself. So he needs a 2nd support to make sure that can happen. Rookie this time not on a flank, going to be joining the team as Wayward tanking up on the front line. Keep his vigil. Won't find anything, just holds on for now. Just threatening it to buy space for the team.
All 5 members stacked up towards this bot side. That's a deep teleport coming in from Breathe. He has flash this time. Guaranteed engage onto the target that he wants. Playing the mind game. Top Esports, they don't see this coming just yet.
There's a ward coming out. The cast knocks JackeyLove sideways. Can they win the fight, though? Breathe getting onto the back line, but LvMao almost gets one shot. Breathe 1v1 by JackeyLove as Way taken down by the rest of the team. The gold difference is just too much as Rookie. He looks like an RNG member with how he's positioned in the fight. Just charging forwards. 2 easy kills for Top Esports. The health bars get low. It's a miracle attempt from RNG, but it's just not enough. Breathe trying to escape with his life and will do so. Rookie allows him to leave as they look for an inhib in the bottom side, maybe more.
It's a quick game coming in from Top Esports. It's the single player around the top side. It's the base falling.
Wow, JackeyLove just charging at the fountain at this point. He knows he's got the damage to do so. LvMao taking a bonus chunk. Top Esports reminding us why they are up towards the top of the table and off for this win. They will take themselves 1st place in the standings. Top Esports are the top of the table.
We will see who joins them there in our very next series. It's round 6 of JDGB.